Okay, Winginatti. I was really confused as to what I was going to talk about today. Uh, One, I was thinking about talking about the Detroit Lions Dallas Cowboys game, and I was thinking about it, and I thought that okay, if I talked about it and I didn't praise the Cowboys for doing such a wonderful job, I would come off as a bitter fan. Okay, I'm not a bitter fan. I will touch on it briefly. Yes, there was some calls that oops, almost fell there. There were some calls that probably shouldn't have been or should have been called that weren't. There was a stomp on one of the Lions' legs. We all know from past that if one of the Detroit Lions was to stomp on someone's leg, fines occur. Hell, we just stepped on somebody and they almost suspended one of our players. And then there was the whole no call on this interference that was blatant. The guy got tackled before the ball even got there. But other than saying just that, okay, Lions, good luck next year, whatever. Yes, I'm a Lions fan, and I'll be a Lions fan to the day I die. It, but what's bothering me more than that whole game, and actually, and I'm dropping it. Good luck to whatever teams are left out there. I'll make some money on a Super Bowl pool somewhere. I always do. What I'm bothered by is recently on Twitter there has been a shitstorm of idiocy. Apparently, there's some majorly uneducated youth out there, or they're just stupid as hell, or they're ignorant. Um, and what I'm talking about is this whole Twitter thing about people going on Twitter and saying, "Oh, I don't know who this Paul McCartney is, but thank God for Kanye to give this boy a career." Oh, I don't know who this Paul McCarthy is, but his career is now going to take off due to Kanye. Listen, I know that some music is not for everybody. I mean, for the longest time, I didn't listen to country music, and I really thought, okay, I wasn't going to be that guy that listened to country music. Now I like country music. For a while there, I listened to rap music. Now I'm not really totally into rap music, but I can mind some hip hop. I don't mind that. So some music isn't for everybody. However, just because I like my country music now doesn't mean I don't know who Run DMC is. It's not that I don't know who MC Hammer is. I don't know who Tupac Shakur is. Easy E and the NWA, Dr. Dre. All these artists who really got their starts early in there. Uh, But I find it really disturbing. Paul McCartney is a legend. There are a few legends left in the music industry. Paul McCartney is one. Elton John is another. Um, you got your Billy Joels, your Bruce Springsteens. These are legends of the music industry. You got your Madonna. She's a legend. Some people will even go as far as saying Cher is a legend. I don't personally say that, but some people will. These are legends of the music industry. Why? Because the Beatles, Elvis, they were. There's always a debate who was better, Elvis or the Beatles, and you'll have some people who will go either way on those, and that's awesome. I love Elvis. I love the Beatles, but my 10-year-old know who the Beatles are. She knows because I made sure she listened to it. And I'm thinking, I'm not blaming these people for being idiots, not knowing who Paul McCarthy. Now you got me saying Paul McCartney is instead of McCarthy. That's always one of my favorites. I'm not blaming people for not knowing who Paul McCartney is. I'm blaming their parents for not telling them and teaching them who Paul McCartney is. Because even Kanye West, as a rapper, has some insight due to people like the Beatles. If there were no Beatles, if there was no Elvis Presley, there would be no Kanye West. Music became important because of artists like the Beatles. It became important because of artists like Elvis Presley. They became important because of people like James Brown. These are iconic legends in the music industry. Let's face it, Blondie is one of the people who put rap music out there. Here comes this like little Swedish blonde girl, and she rapped. And people are like, huh, let's try that. So the rap legacy actually started from Blondie. But guess who Blondie lists as their inspiration in music? The Beatles. Elvis Presley said he was a massive fan of the Beatles. The Beatles said that they were a massive fan of Elvis Presley. So when I'm finding that people are saying, oh, well, this Paul McCartney guy is going to make it because the Beatles, or because Kanye West is giving them a shot, that is disgusting. Plain and simple, if you don't know who these iconic artists are, get out there and learn. I mean, I can go out there and I could probably name you great jazz musicians, and I wasn't a favorite of jazz music. I can go out there and name you rap artists that probably most of you haven't even heard of, because I listened to them or grew up with them, or at least acknowledged their existence back in the days. So when I'm having youth, doesn't matter your color, black, white, Indian, Asian, Hispanic, but if this youth of our society is not at least acknowledging the music, how it was brought up, then we have problems. If you're going and saying Beyonce is the best, but you don't acknowledge the Etta James, the Madonnas, the Temptations, the Diana Rosses that inspired someone like Beyonce, then you're not really understanding Beyonce. Just as with Kanye West, even though Kanye West thinks that Kanye West is the only really musician that truly ever existed, because Kanye's ego is beyond anything normal in the world. I mean, at least Kanye West was willing to get Paul McCartney to do it. Paul McCartney's a legend, and Kanye admired him as a legend. Let's even go with Eminem. He's another current musician who admittedly hated gays, but did a song with Elton John. Why? He knew Elton John's a legend. Timbaland did a song with Elton John, which is awesome, by the way. When anytime an artist will get with another artist and another legend, and they stretch the boundaries of music, that's what makes music great. Run DMC did something with Aerosmith, A Walk This Way. Now there's going to be some people who say that Run DMC created the song Walk This Way. Guess what? They didn't. Aerosmith did. But Aerosmith actually admired Run DMC for being iconic in their era, and they did a compilation song together. And it became one of the biggest songs ever. It took a rap group, put it over here with a they were considered heavy metal at the time, and you merged something into something great. It was so good that you can actually have rock fans liking Run DMC. You can have rap fans liking Aerosmith. And honestly, and I think this is what Kanye West's attempt was, is to branch out. But instead of people saying, oh my God, I really want to know who this Paul McCartney is, if you've never heard of him, the first thing we're hearing is stupid, idiotic phrases like, well, I'm glad Kanye's given this boy a shot. Kanye's fans should be thanking Paul McCartney for letting Kanye exist. Like I said, I'm a country fan. I'm a rock fan. I like some hip hop. I like my karaoke. Yes, I do karaoke. You can actually see footage of that earlier in some of my earlier posts. There's me singing songs. But what I'm trying to get the point across is that it doesn't matter what your musicality tastes are. Whether you like country, whether you like rap music, whether you like rock music, whether you like classical, whether you like freaking show tunes. Yes, there's some on my iPod too. The fact remains, you gotta at least attempt other musics. And if not, at least like them, acknowledge their existence, acknowledge what's done before. So I don't have to hear stupidity run rampant with, well, Paul McCartney owes his whole career to Kanye West. That's like me owing my whole existence to Roseanne Barr. It doesn't make any sense. Alright, Winginatti, I'm out of here. Please, if you haven't yet, follow me on Twitter. Subscribe to me here on YouTube. Hey, and give me a shout out even on Facebook. I'm here, Winginatti, signing out for another episode. Peace, candle wax, and cupcakes. I'm out. Bye.